So this has been a long-running question in the Naruto series that most fans seem to ponder on about Kisame. I mean, he is a character we all seem to like and he had a lot of great character development. But just, what the hell is Kisame? Is it a man? Is it a fish? No! It's motherfucking Kanye West!
Couldn't understand why haters joked around. I wanted to be free with other creatures like me, and now I got my wish. Cause I know that I'm a gay fish, yo. Motherfucking gay fish, I'm a fish, yo. Going on a gay fish, it's alright, girl. Making love to other gay fish.
Some jokes aside, in one of our older videos, I asked in the comment section if you guys wanted this video. Shout out to every single one of you that replied. Here's your shout out. Senpai has noticed you, of course. Give yourself a goddamn hug. Moving on to the topic, why does he look like a shark and a human? I'm going to break this topic down into two separate sections. One is the Naruto creator Kishimoto explanation on why Kisame looks like a shark, and also, you know, we can't forget that loser kid from Boruto's Mist arc. Number 2 is the Naruto universe explanation and how is it possible and it actually makes sense. But before I break down the explanation, this video was brought to you by NordVPN. So if you go on dodgy websites, you go on public and you go on public Wi-Fi, right? It's dangerous. So you need extra security on your internet, your tinternet. You don't want to get hacked. You don't want people knowing your location. You want to be a bit more private. So get NordVPN with 75% off with the code AnimeBallsDeep. You can get a full refund, so there's a money back guarantee if you don't like the program. Go check it out.
You don't fuck with neck, bro.
Now, ironically, the new kid that was useless in his own Boruto arc, he actually helped answer this question. We found out in Naruto universe that Kisame Hoshigaki, who shares his surname with Kisame Hoshigaki, is because these ninjas are actually from the Hoshigaki clan. The Hoshigaki clan are from the village hidden by mist, in which all known members have been confirmed to have shark-like features such as sharp teeth and facial features that look like gills, which, you know, fishes would have. However, unfortunately, this clan became less well known and removed from history due to Shizuma explaining that during the 6th Mizukage's era, the family name was removed in memorials since they were a nuisance, and it's also well known that the Hidden Mist has a number of missing nin based on its history, right? In fact, the village had to create an Anbu force known as the Hunter Nin, who were a special team that would hunt down missing nin and erase them from history. A famous Hunter Nin that we all know is Haku, for example, and you know what Haku is, of course.
Who the heck are you?
It's a trap!
Just like I promised Master Roshi, I will spare no thought. Hiya!
So maybe the 6th Mizukage Chojuro wanted to fix the reputation of the village, since communication with other villages has become more normalized in the culture due to the increase of technology and tourism has increased. Before the era of peace and in its history, the village of Hidden Mist was very difficult to visit because it's surrounded by thick mist and several mountains. This made it difficult to find for foreigners. On top of all of that, according to Kayo, which is the girl from Kakashi's Hidan called Lightning in the Icy Sky, by the way, and she actually wanted a relationship with Kakashi since they had feelings for each other. You know, watch my 7 things they didn't know about Kakashi video if you haven't. But she explains that the village of Hidden Mist was split into a form of caste system since the founding of the village actually happened. The highest ranking civilians were those family lineage originally who stemmed from within the mist. The second caste was for members of families who were allied with Kirigakure on the battlefields in the past, while the last and lowest caste consisted of members of the families who were defeated on said battlefields and were then added into the village. So basically, this must explain why the Hoshigaki clan, which gives Kisame his fish-like traits, was not explored and not well known, because his clan and caste was lowly due to racism and not being useful to the village. This is actually further perpetuated through Naruto's Omake and anime special, which aired after Naruto Shippuden episode 18, called A Conversation Among Akatsuki, where Deidara and Kisame discuss Itachi and his traits, where Deidara also comments on how Itachi Uchiha, he must be super popular with women since he's very impressive. And you guys can't deny that he's very, you know, no homo, you know what I'm saying? So, however, Kisame sulks, and he says, it's because his blue skin makes him weird amongst others and people don't like it, right?
Kisame no danna.
なんです。
旦那と組んでるイタチってのはどんなやつなんだい？なかなか芸術的な術を使うじゃねえか。 顔もイケてるし、こりゃ旦那と違ってモテそうだな。どうかしたか？
どうせ私は色物です。
案外気にしてたんだな。
So this would make sense because even in the backstory for Kisame, we learn that other members in his team eat together and enjoy each other's company. However, Kisame, he likes to be alone and he says there's no need to be nice to him because later on he goes and kills them anyways due to his special mission, but he always had that some sort of personality trait that was rejected by others due to racism of being low caste since childhood. And, you know, it must have been rough shit of him having to kill so many other kids, and was he even a worthy ninja? So this must have been due to all of this systematic racism and blah 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 blah. Honestly, to be frank, the Hidden Mist Village was the absolute worst to grow up in the Naruto universe, and it had the cruelest ninja system in existence. It's pretty basic, but this is why Kisame looks like a shark, and all his jutsu derive from that theme. It's because he's from the Hoshigaki clan, which is from the village which specializes in water-based ninja anyways, so it makes sense. And this clan gives them the ability to merge with the Samehada sword, which translates to shark skin and is one of the sentient swords utilized by the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. You know, and if you don't know what sentient means, it means the capacity to feel, perceive or experience, and Samehada is kind of like a living creature per se. The sword itself was passed down from generation to generation since the first Mizukage's era in Kirigakure. Samehada was eventually acquired by Fugaki, and at some point the sword was utilized by Mangetsu. In his act of mastering all 7 swords of the 7 swordsmen, upon Fugaki, who got killed by his subordinate, Kisame Hoshigaki took his sword and joined the 7 ninja swordsmen. But for the duration of Samehada being in Kisame's possession, their chakra signatures eventually became identical, and Kisame became regarded as a tailed beast without a tail. Now, evidence that this is a Hoshigaki clan ability to merge with the Samehada sword, right, is due to Shizuma also being from the Hoshigaki clan, and he also possesses and uses that ability that Kisame did, which we know of course is to fuse with Samehada to become a new shark type being, and we don't know any other ninja that has done this before, nor did Killer Bee even indicate this, so this must be an ability of the clan that they possess due to their shark-like traits and their natural affinity being water type jutsu. So basically that sums up the Naruto universe explanation. Now let's talk about why Kishimoto, the creator himself, made Kisame a shark. The name Kisame literally means demon shark.
Of course!
Kishimoto explains that he originally wanted the Akatsuki members to be monsters with some non-human traits. Zetsu, Kokuzu and Kisame stand out when you come to this concept, right? In Kisame's case, he was based upon a Samebito, which is a shark man, a mythological monster. Now, as I have explained many times before in my Things You Didn't Know About series, Naruto the anime is based upon religion, philosophy and mythological creatures. The Sharkman creature Samebito was based on a myth in which a named guy, Totaro, hopefully I'm pronouncing all of this shit right by the way, but this dude, he meets a Samebito man on a bridge one day, right? Although frightening, the creature turns out to be a gentle being who has punishment. He ended up like this for a petty fault. He was expelled from the sea by his former employer Ryujin, which is a Japanese dragon god by the way, and the story ends with a happy ending where the shark man is a good person and he helps Totaro get married, and he seems pretty opposite to Kisame, right? My man was slicing people up left, right and center, so that's kind of crazy. So further to Kishimoto wanting a non-human trait ninja like Kisame in the show, right, and it being based on mythological creature, now you know we go science balls deep sometimes, right? So I wanted to explain this too because Yusuf was talking to me, he said I might as well explain this. But Kisame actually being fish-like and being having shark-like creatures is actually scientific as well, and I know that's blowing your mind right now. But there's evidence on this, and I found a few articles explaining everything, and I want to talk about it. So in this article it says, it may seem strange that humans have evolved from fish, but the evidence can be found not just in fossils but also within our own bodies. Dun, dun, dun. So it's kind of fresh, but basically what I'm trying to say is, with the concept of chakra and magic in Naruto, it isn't far-fetched to assume that maybe the Hoshigaki clan adapted to the environment, how we believe in, some of you guys believe in evolution, right? In this research, for example, an article, it explains how there are many other things about human anatomy that can only really be explained by our fishy ancestry. For example, if you were to cut up a shark, you would discover that its gonads are lodged up in its chest behind its liver. Like, maybe I think I've butchered how I pronounced that, like a shark butchers all the fishes in the sea, but come on, give me something, yeah. Like the shark, our gonads also start life high up near the liver, but unlike the shark, they need to descend. In a woman, they descend and become the ovaries located conveniently near the uterus and the fallopian tubes. In men, they become the testes, but to get down and fill the scrotum, they have to make a far longer and more torturous journey south. One consequence of this journey is the creation of weakening the abdominal wall. So basically, just from this article alone, right, is saying some of our human evolution is from fish. And if you do believe in this theory, right, it explains that, you know what, job done. This is why Kisame is a bit fishy as well. You know, you guys get the point. And let me end the video now. I appreciate that, guys. Make sure to smash that like button, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I see you guys next time.